So how do we set up our drawing for an axonometric? We want to set the drawing at an angle and then work the verticals up. And rather than set the drawing straight and then use angles for the verticals, which will give you a neck ache, but also can be confusing. It's easier to set your angle, to set your drawing at an angle first. So what angle would I pick in drawing an axonometric depends on what corner I want to look into. We're going to draw the entire thing in axonometric, but it might be useful to look into this corner if your design is sort of up in the slope, or it might be useful to look into one of these other corners if your design is, so you will be able to pick what corner you want to look into based on, what your design is beginning to do. So let me look up into the slope. I haven't really thought about that. Let's do it this way. And so what angle do I pick is the next question. An easy angle to pick is 45 degrees. But it's also a more dangerous one in my view, because very often we draw, our design includes 45-degree angles, like an octagonal shape, or in a residential situation you could have a deck with a cutoff 45-degree angle. If you're also using 45 when you're drawing your axonometric, you might get into some weird optical things that will throw you off. So for the sake of today, I'm going to use my 30-60. You can use any angle you want as long as you have a triangle of that angle, because you're going to need to manipulate the angle. So I'm going to use my straight edge to help me set the angle. And I'm going to set this either at 30, meaning like this, or using the 60, which is like this. And both will work, but the difference is that if I'm using a 60, my drawing is going to be tall and narrow. If I'm using a 30, my drawing is going to be wider and perhaps more open. So I think I'll use the 30. So I set the drawing, fairly low on my drawing board, the space up here because the drawing is going to go upwards, and I line it up. And I tape it down. But I'm going to just tape it down on the bottom so that I can pull out the plan if I need to without having to reach under and undo the tape elsewhere. Then I really need a much bigger piece of trace, don't I? So you unroll a big piece of trace because you know your drawing is going to be from here to here, but you don't really know how far up it's going to get. And I think I should go get a bigger roll of trace, which we have. So that's the basic setup. And when we start drawing, we're going to use the vertical and these angles that exist on my triangle.